Okay, so number 6, I've got monthly reporting. Now, you might think this isn't a thing, this isn't really that important, but actually it is. You know, you might have, 200-300 landlords, or even 50 landlords, or whatever the case may be, and somebody says to you as a client, your white label, I just don't feel like it's the same as dealing with you. And then somebody else comes along and says, oh, they didn't respond to me in 2 days, it took time or whatever. You need to know what's going on with your portfolio. You need to know the full details of what's going on with your portfolio. You want to know the stats, the how many complaints you've got versus how many people are happy. You need to know, how much rent arrears have gone up or gone down. You need to know what's going on, how many calls are being received, is there any issues locally, what's going on with HMO licensing, all those sort of different things. You need a full report on your property. And this is where full monthly reporting from the white label company, the outsourcing company, to you is really, really important. Because if not, you'll sit there and think, what's going on? What's happening? I don't understand. And the whole thing will fail. Dawn, talk to me about that. What's important and what are they expecting to see there?
Well, first and foremost, you should see everything really, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because there will be some bad news, there will be some ugly news, but there hopefully should be some good news. And with any form of tenancy management, there's KPIs that need to be reported on. So I can't reel off every single thing on the report that we issue, but some of the key factors. So as you've said already, Sally, arrears. What is the level of arrears? How much is the arrears? Has that got? Because if you're not seeing that on a monthly basis, and then all of a sudden your arrears jumps up, 20,000, you're not going to know because you're not seeing that. So arrears, how many Section 8 notices have been served, so that you know which sort of court proceeding cases you've got. How many Section 21 notices have needed to be issued. How many maintenance jobs have been reported this month? How many maintenance jobs have been completed this month? How many renewals of tenancy did we do? Because that's important, particularly if you've got charges for renewal of tenancy. You may have targets that you used to adhere to, and therefore your white label company should, because that forms part of your income. How many inspections have been completed, even down to things like, have you received any improvement notices from the council, any communication from the council, anything really. It's a snapshot report of, as I've said, the good, the bad, and the ugly, to notify you in a snapshot of what has happened that month with your portfolio. Now, remember, the purpose of outsourcing is to free up your time. So whilst we recommend transparency, and whilst we want any outsourcing agent to be transparent, you don't expect your client to have to go through every minuscule detail, because that's why they've chosen to outsource, so that they don't have to. So the clients love this reporting tool because it does just give them a real snapshot of what's happened this month. And it allows them, as you've always said, Sally, it will create a trend. And then if you see something that jumps out at you, right, why have I got £20,000 more rent arrears this month? Why am I now at 10 Section 8 notices served? That shows me that they're not collecting the rent.
It's to avoid shock and fear, isn't it? I think it's just keeping them on track. I know with one client you took over, they had quite a large arrears scenario, and I can't remember if it was 90,000 or something. And you over the months, you were without 50,000, without 40,000, without 30,000. It was like, oh, that's good, And it was just nice to see that progression from their point of view, because if you didn't communicate with them, they might be focusing on the fact there's a letter been sent over here that's got slightly the wrong something or other on. Well, the fact that they've gone from 90 to £20,000 worth of arrears. So I think it's the big picture stuff. Is to make sure that people understand the big picture and what's actually going on, which is really important. Which